Maria had always treated her son-in-law, Daniel, like her own child. She believed family was built on trust, patience, and kindness, not just blood. One quiet afternoon, while Maria was resting in her room after a long day, Daniel accidentally opened her bedroom door. He thought it was the storage room where he had left some important papers earlier. The moment he realized his mistake, he quickly stepped back, embarrassed and nervous. Maria, startled by the sudden noise, sat up in confusion. Instead of calmly explaining what had happened, fear took over Daniel's mind. His heart raced and his thoughts became tangled. He worried about how the situation might look if misunderstood by others in the house. Panic made him speak without thinking, and instead of telling the truth, he said things that were not right. His words created a cloud of confusion and hurt that neither of them expected. In that moment, a simple mistake began turning into a painful misunderstanding that would test their relationship. Maria felt deeply wounded by Daniel's false accusations. She had lived her life with dignity and honesty, and hearing such words from someone she trusted felt like a sharp cut to her heart. She did not raise her voice or show anger, but her silence spoke louder than any argument. Tears quietly filled her eyes as she wondered how love could turn into doubt so quickly. Daniel noticed the pain on her face, but his fear still controlled him. He left the room feeling heavy, ashamed, and confused. The house, once warm and peaceful, suddenly felt cold and distant. Maria sat alone, questioning whether she had failed as a mother-in-law. She remembered all the times she supported Daniel, defended him, and prayed for his happiness. Despite her pain, she chose patience over anger. Deep in her heart, she hoped that truth would find its way back and heal what had been broken by fear and careless words. That night, Daniel could not sleep. Guilt pressed heavily on his chest, making every breath feel difficult. He replayed the moment again and again, realizing how wrong he had been. He understood that his fear had turned him into someone he did not recognize. Maria's quiet tears haunted his thoughts. He knew she did not deserve blame or doubt. As the hours passed, Daniel finally accepted the truth. Honesty was the only way to fix the damage he had caused. Early the next morning, he gathered the courage to face his mistake. With shaking hands and a sincere heart, he walked toward Maria's room. Every step felt heavy, but his determination grew stronger. He knew that asking for forgiveness was not easy, but it was necessary. Love, he realized, could only survive where truth existed. Daniel stood quietly in front of Maria, his heart pounding so hard that it felt painful. His hands shook and his eyes were heavy with regret. For the first time since the misunderstanding, he did not try to defend himself or explain things quickly. Instead, he spoke slowly, carefully, and honestly. He admitted that fear had controlled his actions and that his false words were born from panic, not truth. He confessed that he had been scared of being judged, scared of causing trouble in the family, and scared of facing his own mistake. As he spoke, his voice broke many times and tears streamed down his face. He told Maria how deeply ashamed he felt and how every moment since that day had felt like punishment. Maria listened with a wounded heart. His words reminded her of the deep pain she had felt when she was falsely blamed. She shared how his accusations had made her feel small, broken, and humiliated, even though she had done nothing wrong. She spoke about the silent nights she spent crying, questioning her value, and wondering why honesty had been replaced with doubt. The room filled with raw emotion, heavy silence, and quiet sobs. Yet within that pain, something powerful began to grow. Maria saw truth in Daniel's tears and sincerity in his apology. She remembered that forgiveness does not erase pain, but it heals the heart. With a trembling voice, she told him she forgave him, not because it was easy, but because love was stronger than anger. She reminded him that families survive through truth, humility, and courage. As she placed her hand on his head, like a mother blessing her child, both of them cried deeply, releasing guilt, sorrow, and fear. In that moment, their broken bond began to heal, wrapped in honesty and compassion. After that day, life slowly changed in the most beautiful way. The house felt lighter, as if a heavy shadow had finally been lifted. Daniel made a promise to himself to never allow fear to control his words again. He treated Maria with even more care, respect, and love than before. Every morning he greeted her with kindness, and every evening he made sure she felt appreciated. Small actions carried big meaning, listening to her stories, helping her without being asked, and thanking her for the love she always gave. Maria, too, felt her heart heal day by day. The pain that once lived inside her was replaced with peace and quiet happiness. She smiled more, laughed freely, and felt proud that forgiveness had restored harmony in the family. The home once again filled with warm conversations, shared meals, and gentle laughter. The misunderstanding became a lesson that strengthened everyone. It taught them that mistakes are part of being human, but honesty and forgiveness are what truly define a family. Over time, trust grew stronger than ever before. The bond between mother-in-law and son-in-law became deeper, built on truth and mutual respect. What began as a painful misunderstanding ended as a story of healing, love, and emotional growth. The family moved forward with renewed unity, knowing that even broken moments can turn into beautiful beginnings when hearts choose truth. And in that home, happiness did not just return, it stayed.